My name is Callum John from the Nerdemic show, and welcome to a brand new series here on the Nerdemic YouTube channel called 3 Facts and Theories, where we go through 3 different facts and theories about a particular nerdy series. And today being our debut episode, I thought I'd go through one of my personal favourite video game series of all time. Pokemon! So why don't we just get started and go with 3 facts. Number 1. Alright, when you think of Pokemon, what's the first Pokemon that pops into your head? Alright, it's obviously Shuckle. No? Really? Okay. Pikachu. Alright. The mascot of the game. Makes sense, right? Clefairy was meant to be Ash's original Pokemon. When Pokemon first ventured from the Game Boy video games as a manga series called Pokemon Monsters, in the manga, Clefairy was chosen for the main Pokemon character in order to make the series more engaging. However, when the series was ready to make into a TV adaptation, the marketers decided Clefairy wasn't cuddly. Yeah, so a big pink blush ball thing, not cuddly according to some marketer executives, so they replaced it with Pikachu, a rodent, who they thought could be more identified easily with younger viewers. Interestingly, both Pokemon can only evolve by using a special stone. Number 2! So Spinder, that Gen 3 Pokemon that continuously looks like he's drunk, spinning around. Every Spinder is unique, and that's not in the way that you would say from a primary school teacher that's about to give you a sticker for doing a good drawing. No, Spinder has a spot pattern which is determined by a personality value of a 32-bit number. A simplistic number which has, to put into odds, at 1 in 4,294,967,295. Jesus, okay. However, it is actually impossible for the 2 personality traits to produce a spot pattern which is virtually identical. Good luck trying to catch them all. Number 3. So, Shuckle. I mentioned him earlier. Shuckle's Shuckle. But what if I told you that a level 100 Shuckle can potentially deal the most damage in the game in a single attack? Alright, honestly this is a bit of fun, but it's legitimate. You can actually do this if you put in the time into making this happen. You need this. A level 100 Shuckle using Helping Hand with 2 different Pokemon in a triple battle holding Metronome, Power Trick and a Skill Swap, 2 Pure Power or Future Power for 6 attack boosts, a Minimalist Trick Me First used on a slower Pokemon using a Defense Kill / Rollout combo. Also the Shuckle's partners must have the ability of Power Gift and the weather must be sunny. On the 5th turn using Rollout constituency without any misses if used against a level 1 Liedbia, Yamal or Combee with a Minimalist defense stats and has been hit with a negative defense modifier such as Screech, it can deal 481,266,036 damage with a critical hit. Alright, just to put into perspective how much damage that actually is, Arceus, who's technically god of all Pokemon, his main move, Judgment, only does an average of about 180 damage. And he's god! Okay. I want a Shuckle on my team now. So that was 3 facts about Pokemon. You know, this has been here in the Nerdemic studio for a while now, just sitting there in the back in our Nintendo shelf, and I actually don't know what's inside of it. Alright, we'll find out, shan't we? Oh no. You're not going to go back into Pokeball, are you? Great. Well, onto the theories while I try to work out this issue. Number 1. One of the original legendaries was Arcanine, which can be seen by its Pokedex referring to it as the legendary Pokemon. Because this theory actually has some evidence that in the anime episode Pokemon Emergency, Arcanine can be seen in an engraving along with the other legendary Pokemon Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. Hopefully, I wish this was true, because Arcanine, I believe, is a really underrated Pokemon a lot, as it's not really used in competitive play, but really has that potential. Number 2. Genesect is actually a Kabutops, but has been modified. So for those of you who don't know, Genesect is a Pokemon that Team Plasma created from an ancient Pokemon given modification. Although the two don't share the same types, as Genesect is a Bug Steel and Kabutops is a Water Rock, they do have some comparison when you compare them next to each other. If you look at their resemblance, you can definitely see that they could be one in the same. This can also be rumoured from the Genesect Pokédex entry, which states that this Pokemon existed 300 million years ago, and Kabutops is an ancient fossil whose pre-evolution also has a Pokédex entry which states it is thought to have inhabited the beaches 300 million years ago. Number 3. So there seems to be a lot of theories out there about Pokemon experiments. This theory states that coughing and wheezing are failed attempts of artificially creating Ghastly and Haunter by Team Rocket, as ghost Pokemon are ultimate thieves as they can go through walls, disappear instantly, instill fear into their victims, and counter psychic attacks, which back in Generation 1 was one of the most powerful sights out there. Rather than actually catching Haunter, Ghastly, or Gengar, which were the only ghost type Pokemon in Kanto, which would have required a Silph Scope, Team Rocket instead attempt to create their own ghost types, with their own version of Ghastly and Haunter, which resulted in the failed creation of coughing and wheezing. One thing that also does support this theory is the Pokemon Mansion, which is the abandoned laboratory which Mewtwo is the product of an experiment on a pregnant Mew, or in other canons like the anime, was done by Team Rocket so they could create a similar experiment for Giovanni, as that is the only place that you can actually find coughing and wheezing in the game, as they can be found nowhere else in the Kanto region. Personally, I can see this happening actually, because Team Rocket aren't the most smartest people, so they would just jump to the furthest extreme to be able to get what they demand. Oh, for God's sake, Pikachu, just get back in your Pokeball! Return! Please? So that was our 3 facts and theories about Pokemon. It seems that Pikachu ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So that's great. But if you liked the video, leave us a like and subscribe to Nerdemic YouTube channel, as well as like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to keep up with all content releasing here under Nerdemic. I've been Callum John from the Nerdemic channel.
Pikachu!
I've been Pikachu.
And Pikachu! Pika!
You know what? I've had it with you. Did that seriously just then work?